Welcome to Insectech's Ethical Hacking course videos, module Windows Command Line Tools. The reason why we included this Windows Command Line Tools module into our Ethical Hacking course series is just to brush up your brains with the basic Windows commands so that you can get your hands dirty with the very basic stuff before actually getting into the real world hacking attacks. So let us start. The first command is getMAC. It gives the information of the Ethernet cord. And the next one is ARP-A. It converts the MAC to IP. ARP-G. This is very similar to our ARP-A. And the next one is ARP-S, IP address and the corresponding MAC address. We can add a static ARP entry into the ARP table using this particular command. And the next one is ARP-D. We have just added an entry into ARP table. We can simply delete any entry just by using this ARP-D IP command. And the next one is mkdir and name of the directory. This is just to create some directory or folder. And cd is change directory. From current directory we can move into the specified directory. In this case this is Insectech. And this particular command is just to create some text using this echo command, and we can write it into some text file or notepad file using command prompt. And the next one is just to open a notepad file using notepad. And the next one is we have written some text into this text.txt file in the previous command, and we can see the text on the command prompt itself using the command more text. Now let us look at all these commands one by one. I have fired up my Windows XP box. I have created a simple directory called Insectech in my C drive. You can see this. In my C drive I have created Insectech directory or folder. Now the very first command we have seen is getMAC. It is actually fetching the MAC address on my Ethernet cord. If you see, it has 6 bytes of address, out of which the first 3 bytes will be of the manufacturer's ID and the last 3 bytes will be the device's ID. And the next one is ARP-A, which is actually giving the conversion of IP address to MAC address. You can see 10.0.2.15 is actually giving my MAC address. And the next one is ARP-G, which is the same, and we can even set up some static entries into the table by using ARP-S and giving some IP address. Let us say 10.0.2.25, and I'm gonna give this MAC address to this, which is of 6 bytes, and just entering, and if you see, this will be added to this particular table. Now to delete any entry we just have to give ARP-D and the IP address 0 to 25. And if you go back and if you check out the previous command, great, it has been deleted. Now the next command is creating directories and creating some text. So let us do that. First I'm just going to create one directory with the name hack, and this directory has been created. You can see just by using the directory you can list out all the directories using the command dir, and you can see one directory exists here, which is hack. Even if you go there, you can see this. Great. Now I'm just moving inside this directory using cd, change directory. Now if you observe, I'm in hack directory and I'm just using dir, which shows nothing, because inside hack directory we have kept nothing. Now I'm just creating some text. Hi everyone, and I'm just giving it as an input to a notepad file which is new.txt, and you can simply view this file new.txt using notepad application just by typing the command notepad space new.txt. Great. So this is how you can view this. Or else if you want to see the contents of new.txt on the command prompt itself, then simply use the more command like this, and it is displaying the contents of this file. And the next command is ipconfig. This is a very interesting command in which we'll get the IP address of a system. And if you observe, my IP address is 10.0.2.15, and if you want to see all the information of this, you can simply give ipconfig all to get some detailed information. And it is giving my MAC address, it is giving DNS servers, DHCP servers, default gateway, subnet mask, and lease obtained, lease expires. It's giving a very detailed information using this ipconfig/all. And the next command is, it's a very interesting command. You can simply release your IP address. You can see you have 10.0.2.15 right now, and we are going to release this IP address and we are going to get a new one. Release, it will be released, and you see you have no IP address right now. And now if you type ipconfig, it will show nothing. Now to get back your IP address, a new one, just type ipconfig renew, so that it will assign a new IP address. Great, it's a static IP address, so we got 10.0.2.15, and now if you type ipconfig, you get 10.0.2.15. So this is how we can release and renew our IP addresses. And the next one is netstat. It shows all the basic network information and somewhat advanced command. We have several switches in netstat. So let us check with netstat -an, which shows all the port information. This is very useful in finding out what are the connections that your computer is making with other computers on internet or on your network. This comes handy when you try to find out what are the if any Trojan horses are running in your system. We'll see that in Trojan horses module. And the next command is, in this command we can see these are the local addresses, and this is running on these ports, and these are actually listening. The state is actually listening, and if they are actually maintaining a connection with some other system or some other IP address, then the state would be established. And the next command is task mgr. This is actually to open your task manager. Generally we open task manager using run, or just by giving a right click over here and clicking task manager. So this is how we can open task manager, but rather we can do the same right from your command prompt also. See, so this is how we can open task manager using command prompt. Now we can even list out all the tasks using task list. So these are the tasks that are actually running in your system right now. And we have one more beautiful command with which we can write all this information into a notepad file. For example, task list .txt, let us say. And now if you open task list.txt with notepad or with more command, it shows all the processes that are running that just we have seen on the command prompt. And this is how we can even save the information of task list to notepad file. And the next command is one more great command, which is to find out the processes that are running specific process. For example, let us start a notepad, and now let us list out the task list. So we have notepad.exe with the process number, process ID 1732. Now task list pipe notepad find str, sorry, forgot the command, find str, and see, great, it is actually giving 1732, which is the process ID of notepad.exe. Now we have one more command. We can kill the processes that are actually running in a system, and we can forcibly kill those processes using this switch F. And task kill PID, I want to kill 1732, which is a notepad, and I'm just giving the switch force. And if you go back to task list, your notepad file will not be there because we have killed it using task kill. So this is how we can even use task kill to kill the processes. And the next command is, which is to create some text and to give it to some file and display it using double ampersand. The next command's usage is gonna be with double ampersand. I'm just going to create some text. This is text for text1, and I'm just giving it as input to text1.txt, and I'm entering double ampersand and more text1 so that it will display the input that has been given to text1.txt, and I'm writing some other information onto some other file. This is for text2, and let's give it to some other file, text2.txt. and finally we can even use any number of commands, let us say ipconfig. So simultaneously we are going to use 1, 2, 3, 4 commands using double ampersand. So echo, this is for text file 1, give it to text1.txt and list out print the content of text 1.txt and give some other content to some other file which is text2.txt, and let's type ipconfig, and you can see the output of text1.txt is printed here. This is for text file 1 and it is giving ipconfig's results. Now if you observe, let us check the output of text2.txt. Great, this is text for text2. It is also written into text2.txt. So simultaneously we are actually writing 4 commands using double ampersand operator. Now, and the next command is net user. This net user command is to see all the users in the system, or to add a specific user to users group, or to add a specific user to administrators, or else we can even set the password for already existing accounts, and we can do a couple of other things. Let's go and see some of these commands. The very first command is net user. It shows all the users in this particular system. Now I'm just going to switch the users to show how many accounts are there in the system. We have only 2 accounts, and now I'm going to create one more account with the username insecttext, and /add is the switch to add this account to the system. Now the command successfully completed. If you go back and if you see, we have one more account, insecttext, and I'm just logging in. Again, we can delete that account using the same command just by changing the switch to delete. And if you go back and if you check, the account insecttext is no more. And we have a couple of other commands. Net local group. These are the local groups we have. One is administrators, backup operators, and guest help service group. We have a couple of other local groups. We can even check out who are the users in each group. Let us check who are the users in net users. Net local group. It's got stuck. Users, and we can see CRR and hacker, and let us see under administrators. We can see CRR, hacker. These two are the actual administrators. Now I'm just going to add one more account with the command net user insecttext /add. This is a normal user account, and now you can see this particular insecttext is coming under normal users, and if you check the administrators group, it won't be there since it has no administrators privileges. Now let us use a simple command, net local group administrators space insecttext /add. Now let us check who are the administrators over here. Great, insecttext user has been added to this group administrators. So this is how we can create a normal user account, and we can even add him to the administrators group. We can even set up a new password for an existing account using this net user command. If you take insectex, this account already exists, so let us add a new password for this. Password is, let us say, insec or else password. So I'm just pressing enter and you can see the command completed successfully. So this is how we can even set up a new password for an existing account using this net user command. We have gone through the very basic commands of Windows. This is just to give a glimpse of what we can do with this small utility, Windows command prompt. That's all for this video. Thank you.